guess what? We're back for day 11. Can you believe that? We are 11 days into this series. We have 4 more days to go. Listen, I just want to tell you thank you for remaining consistent with me every single day, and I'm excited. I've been hearing some amazing testimonies and everything. So ladies, I just want to tell you thank you, and we're going to jump right on into day 11. What are we talking about? Well, today's subject title is called A Moment of Silence. Yes, a moment of silence. Well, what does that mean? Oh my gosh, it's so much that goes into there. But listen, ladies, it talks about, because a lot of times we can speak ahead of time. We can share because we get so excited of the things that we want to do, and our passion ignites and our fire begins to burn, and God shows us things of our future and things to go. We can go get so excited that we start telling the people around us about, listen, this is what God has shown me, and this is what I'm getting ready to do. Well, let me tell you this, ladies. Everybody that's with you is not for you. Everybody that's with you is not praying for you. Some of them are praying against you. Some of them are just simply waiting for your downfall so they can say, I told you. Yes. Let's be honest. Let's be real. We've been real these past 11 days. So even the people around you. So that's why I was talking about those friendships and those relationships. Like, listen, ladies, it even comes from family. You have to be mindful of who is around you. So let's talk about the story of Joseph. Not Joseph and Mary, but this is a different Joseph. And he had brothers, and God showed him a dream of him being successful and people bowing down at his feet and giving him honor. And his brothers like, dude, like, who you think you are? Like, people gonna honor you? Like, boy, please. They became angry. They became jealous. They pushed him off. It was like, who are you? You just like us. And you have to be careful, because the people around you, like, who is you? You just like us. When you begin to change your language, when you begin to talk different because God is moving in your life, and when you begin, it's uncomfortable for them, they shoot you down. And ladies, let me tell you, don't ever let anybody shoot you down. You always move forward. You always move up. And guess what? If they ain't with you, they gotta go. But let me tell you, in the story of Joseph, his brothers, listen, they were so angry. They were so jealous of Joseph. They sold him to slavery. Like, listen, since you think you high and mighty, let's put you down to the lowest of the low. That's slavery. Let you work the rest every single day of your life. And they counted him off. But they don't understand that them throwing him and pushing him down, and what they thought was pain, was really elevating him and bringing his dream to life. That no matter what people may say, as long as you hold on to what God showed you, that it's going to come to pass, and people will have to come back. Listen, even when they came back and realized that, oh my gosh, you are the king, he didn't treat them any different. So this is when it comes with expectation. Like, listen, we want people to go with us. We want our friends and our families, our BFFs that love on us to go with us, like, no matter what. But listen, everybody's not qualified. Everybody's not equipped to go with where you go. But I don't want you to be upset with them, because listen, they don't have the mindset that you have. They don't have the strength that you have. And sometimes they're even still dealing with themselves. They don't even have the mentality like, listen, it's not about me, but the more I help others, the more people will help me. The more I support others, the more people will support me. And it's okay. I don't want you to get upset. I still want you to love them, though, because God said he will not forget your labor of love. And as long as you're doing it with a pure heart, and you're not doing it just to say I did it or to get something out of it, but you're doing it with a pure heart, God will bless that. So listen, I've grown in the businesses that I've learned. I'm not just holding it to myself. I have people around me that I would expect to be there, to expect to say, like, Crystal, oh man, I'm here for you, but they don't. And I'm okay with that. But I'm not going to say, because you're not helping me, I'm not helping you. No, I still help them as much as they want. I still want them to push towards their dream. And if I can lend a hand, I'm going to help you. If I can give you the information that you need to get your LLC, to get your EIN number, to do all this type of things, listen, I'm going to help you. I'm going to push you. If it's telling you how to get back enrolled in school, I will figure that out and help you and push you. That's what we're all here for, because I understand that, listen, the same way I'm doing it for someone else, God, I believe you're going to send somebody my way. You're going to send resources my way, connections my way, investments my way that will help me excel and succeed in what you have shown me. And we have to remember that. And I remember me and my husband, we were sitting there talking like, man, everything we do, we had to work our butt off. And we was like, man, why is that? But we understood what we were fighting up against. Listen, we understood we were breaking generational curses. Nobody in our family had ever did it. Like, we look back, like our moms, our dads, like our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our great-great-great-grandparents, and the list goes on. We understand, like, listen, they never did this. So we have all of this coming down on us because we're trying to change the lineage for our family, and not only for ourselves, but for our children, and for our children to help their children. We have all of this fighting against us because it's never done. But one thing we understand, that if God is for us, there's nothing that can come against us. Yes, there will be obstacles, but as long as we stay in his will, as long as we do what we're supposed to do, we're going to succeed in it no matter what. And I want you to remember that, listen, as long as you stay in his will, when you go, when he says go, you stop when he says stop, and you be quiet. When he tells you to be quiet, you will excel and you will surpass what you ever thought that you can imagine that you would do. So ladies, I want you to remember who's around you, because listen, I can't tell you my dreams and you ain't even graduated from high school. I can't allow you to help me in my marriage and your marriage is broken, you divorced. I can't ask you for help on how to overcome an addiction, you're still smoking weed. I can't ask you for help on how to stop drinking and you're still a smoke and you're still an alcoholic. So like, how are you going to tell me about something that you haven't done yourself? So that's why we have to be mindful of who we share our stories to, our testimony to, and what's around us. And we were going through a situation before. I had a miscarriage and it led into constant bleeding. I bled for 6 months. I went from doctor to doctor. I had insurance. I didn't have insurance, and the bills was getting high and high. They even gave me pills that they give women after they have had an abortion to stop the bleeding, and the bleeding would stop. And it's only natural for people around us that have a concern, like, Chris, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm like, listen, y'all, I did that. So, I understood that it was a God thing. And so my husband was in prayer one morning, and God told him, like, listen, I gave you the power, I gave you the authority to speak to the mountains, and the mountains will move. So now I need you to go speak to your wife's womb and tell it to move. So he did that, and he came. He's like, babe, I need to pray for you. Pray for me. Left and went to work. Work was about 2 minutes away. I went to the bathroom, and immediately the bleeding stopped. And I called him. I said, babe, the bleeding stopped. But this showed you how it was a God thing. And even though people have a natural concern for you, it can affect your faith. And you have to be conscious of who you tell. That's why I was saying that earlier, because listen, only people that knew that situation was my beautician at the time, because I was going through it in my body, and my pastors. Listen, other people weren't qualified. They didn't have the faith that we needed. They've never even experienced that before, so they couldn't tell me how to overcome and what I'm supposed to do. And so I just had to be mindful. Like, listen, I told him, you know what, I'm healed, I'm good, even though I was still bleeding. But I wasn't lying, because I was taking God at his word, and his word said, by his stripes I am healed. Not I'm going to be, but I am healed. And I began to confess that over my life, and I spoke that. And I had to tell the people, like, listen. And then after I stopped bleeding, I went back and told them my story. I shared my testimony. Like, listen, ladies, it's not a testimony until you have overcome, until you have finished that chapter. How do you know it's a testimony? Until victory has been declared, till it arises again and it doesn't bother you, until you're dealing with temptation and it rises again and you don't give into it. Listen, let me tell you this, ladies. Some of you ladies have made a mistake. You have fallen. But guess what? You have not overcome it yet, because the temptation has not come. Listen, the devil is smart. He is very clever on how he moves and how he sets up his plan to attack you, to get you to fall. If it happened a week ago, you have not overcome because he's mindful, like, oh, she's strong now. Like, listen, she understands the mistake that she made. She's strong now, so I'm going to let her be. But the moment you get weak, that's why the Bible says watch as well as pray. You have to be watchful, not just prayerful, but prayerful and watchful of everything that's going around you, your moods and how you're handling things, what's going on. Because the moment you get into a bad mood, that's a way the enemy could come in and sneak in, because he understands, like, listen, when she's down, this is where I could come in. And you have to be mindful of that. And that goes back into sharing your testimony before time. Like, listen, ladies, especially the social media stuff. Oh my gosh, you're writing, you're typing, you're texting away. Like, listen, don't you understand that the moment that you put that out there, the enemy, he sees it and hears it too, and he understands, like, listen, if she's really going to do what she says, I have to stop her, because he understands that the moment you reach that accomplishment, the moment you get successful, that he can no longer touch you, he can no longer have a hand on you, because he understands, like, listen, it's too late. So he even tries to stop you before you get there. It's like, listen, you have enough things going on. Obstacles are going to come. I'm not going to sit here and lie and like, listen, it's going to be a bed of roses, it's going to be easy. But obstacles are going to come, but because God is on your side, you're able to stand strong and you're able to make it through. But listen, but don't make the pressure worse than what it has to be. And that's what we do a lot of times when we open up our mouths, we're not ready and we're not prepared. Listen, if you're still writing your testimony, ladies, and you share this testimony before time, the enemy is going to come and attack you because you said it that you were healed. Listen, I can't say that I'm healed and I'm still bleeding. I can't say I've overcome and I'm still tormented in my mind. I'm still tormented in my spirit about the situation. Ladies, you have to learn to be quiet, because the moment you say it and you're not prepared, he's attacking you and you fall again. And when you fall again, it's harder to get back up. But you say, what's the point? It's because you were not prepared. It's the same way when a boxer go into a ring. If they lose the match, they're not hopping and getting right back in, but they take a time out. They figure out, their coach let them know, like, listen, this is what you didn't do. You didn't move the correct way. You slowed down. You wasn't fast enough here. And we got to remember that's the same way it is with God. Listen, you weren't prepared. You needed to slow down. You weren't praying enough. You wasn't fasting enough. You were getting involved into too many other conversations. And then we have to go back and we prepare ourselves, so that when the time comes, when it's time to get back into the ring, when it's time to fight, we're prepared. And we know we're going to succeed because we listen to our coach, which is God. We listened to our coach, we were obedient, and he gave us the okay to go out, to share, to go out and build. And ladies, I want you to be prepared. I don't want you to be attacked and not be ready for it. I want you to be an overcomer. I want you to succeed so you can be a resource to other women around you, so God can send you the connections that you need. But we always have to operate in his timing, and sometimes learn to be quiet, because not everything is meant to share. The more you share, the more attacks come on you. I remember before me and my husband, we started our live videos, our marriage videos, I said, I'm so glad we got our marriage in order. We had some hiccups. We had some things going on in our marriage that weren't quite A1, but we got it together. I said, I'm so glad, because if we had not, and we're going out sharing the testimony and we're building other married couples, listen, oh my gosh, I could imagine where we would have been. But because we were prepared, because we were qualified, when the time came, when God said, now I need you to go share, now I need you to go build, now I need you to go help, that we were strong enough to bear the attacks. We were strong enough to overcome what the enemy tried to use to destroy us. And ladies, that's the same way it is with everything. Your dreams, your vision, write it down and begin to work. I move in silence. The Bible says, let my works, the works I've done, speak for me. Let people look at your life. Let people look at your life like, listen, she did this, she did that, she got that accomplished, but most of all, her heart is nice, her heart is pure, her character is intact. And it's all because of the work that you put in. And you understanding God's season and timing, and when to speak and not when to speak. When to say it, but when to pray. And so ladies, I challenge you on today, pull away and just begin to reflect on yourself. What is it that God wants you to do? What are your dreams? What are your aspirations? And begin to work on that. But you don't need to share with everybody. But ask God to send the people in your life to connect with, because they have overcome situations that you're going to encounter. They're going to give you the wisdom that you need. They're going to give you the investments that you need to make your business grow, to grow up spiritually. Ask God to send people in your life spiritually that are qualified to help you in those down moments, in those weak moments. And ladies, because like I said, you can't do it by yourself. But I want you to be prepared for what is coming, and believe that God is going to send people in your life. And once you have overcome, you can go back and strengthen your brothers. You can go back and strengthen your sisters. You can go back and be the wisdom to somebody's life the way people came in your life and gave you wisdom. So ladies, I thank you once again for tuning in to day 11. I'm excited. What an awesome topic. So join us tomorrow. Just a few more days left, and I'm excited. So once again, thank you ladies, and I will see you tomorrow.